Hello guys, welcome to First Step Future India. In this video, it is all about chapter 2, which is a continuation of Indian Physical Environment book, class 11 NCERT. This chapter deals with structure and physiography of India. So when you take terrain map or physical map of India, you can see certain structures, and study of those structures is all about this chapters. Okay, so this is the introduction part in book given. The age of earth is approximately 460 million years old, and as you know, when the earth is formed, it is not like the earth today, where we are living. It has undergone n number of changes as it is today. Even if you take 20 years before, the lands were not as before, like today, right? Many lands have developed as a cities. So these type of changes are made by humans, but by nature also certain changes happens even today from then, the formation of earth. So these two forces are main responsible for these changes. First one is endogenic and second one is exogenic. So let us see what is this endogenic and exogenic forces are. Let us take this is the earth. So endogenic forces are nothing but the forces that are beneath earth's surface. So beneath earth's surface there will be certain forces. So these forces are called endogenic forces. And what is exogenic forces? Exogenic forces are nothing but the forces above earth's surface. So the example for this endogenic forces are earthquake, volcanoes, mountain formation. So these all due to this endogenic forces. What are the examples for exogenic forces? Weathering of Mars movements, sand dunes, landslides. So these are example of these exogenic forces. So apart from these, we also know what is plate tectonic is, right? So it is a theory that deals with the explanation of structure of earth crust. So structure of earth crust. So this theory deals with the explanation of structure of earth crust. Okay, so it says that above the mantle we have lithospheric plates. That movement causes different changes of landforms. So these are all, it deals with plate tectonic and also movement of earth's plates. So because of these changes or forces, as our earth plates are still moving towards northward direction, and certain changes are happening due to that. So it is still active, which means geological and geomorphological processes are still active in earth by nature. So when we come to India, this chapter mainly deals with Indian structure and physiography. The India is divided into certain way, mainly two ways, based on variation and based on physiography. The variation in its geographical structure and formation, depending on this, India is classified into three. The first one is peninsular block, and second one is Himalayas and Peninsula mountains, and third one is Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plain. Here it is a block, nothing but you know what is block mountain and fold mountains are. Here it deals with peninsular block, and the second one is mountain formed by Himalayas and peninsulas, mountains, and plains which are formed by Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. And the second classification is all about, it is the outcome of structure, process and stage of development of these land masses based on macro variation. So macro is like very big variations. So depending on this, India is classified into 6 physiographic divisions, that is northern and northeastern mountains and northern plains, peninsular plateau, Indian desert, coastal plain and islands. This video I am doing it as a part 1 and part 2. Part 1 mainly deals with this first type of classification, and the part 2 will be second classification. So in this video I will end with this part. So let us see other basic terminologies which is very important to better understanding. Okay, so what is highland? These are Googled informations, additional informations I added. Okay, so what are highlands? Highlands are nothing but plateau because of mountains, means the plateau which are present on mountains are highland. What is upland? Upland are not necessarily a mountain, which means that there is no need of being on mountain. Without mountain also there are uplands, that is plateau. Both are plateaus only. Okay, and what is plateau? Plateaus are nothing but a land does not have very large fluctuations. Okay, so now let us see what is range. Range are nothing but series of mountains that are connected by high grounds. So like series of mountains are connected by high grounds is plains. Sorry, range. And what are plains? Plains are nothing but flat sweeping landmass, which means no elevation noted. They are called plains. These are mainly formed by rivers. And what is peak? Peak is nothing but mountain's highest point is called peak or summit. And base? Base are nothing but mountain's bottom where it meets normal ground. So let's see what is peninsula block. Here I am going to say about these three classifications: peninsular block, Himalayas and Peninsula Mountains, and Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra Plain. The first one is peninsula block. This peninsula block is essentially mainly the main composition of this peninsula block is ancient gneisses and granites. So these are type of rocks. We use granite, right, for our housing construction and all. So these type of rocks are mainly peninsular blocks. Okay, so both are like granites only. You can Google the images for that. And these peninsular blocks are present since Cambrian period, and these are ridged block. And you know what is block mountain and fold mountain, right? So when there is a mountain, it is divided due to certain forces. So that forms block mountains. When two mountains are collide together due to certain forces, that is fold mountain. So this peninsula block mainly composed of block mountains. That is why it is called as peninsula block. So one part of this peninsular block is submerged, which means the western coast part of peninsular blocks are submerged under the sea, and other parts are changed due to the tectonic activity without affecting the original basement. So above the original basement, due to tectonical activity, these peninsular blocks have took another forms also. So as a part of Indo-Australian plate, this peninsular blocks have two major formation. One is vertical movement and second one is block floating. So the Rift Valley of Narmada, Tapi, Mahanadi, Satpura block mountains are example of these vertical movement and block faulting landforms, plates. Okay, so this peninsular block also contains relict and residual mountains. So what is this relict and residual mountains? These mountains are nothing but mountains formed from already existing mountain. Okay, already existing mountain which are reduced by agents of running water, ice, wind. So these are called relict and residual mountains. So example for these mountains are Aravalli Hills, Nalamala Hills, Javadi Hills, Velikonda Hills, Palkonda Range, and Mahendragiri Hills, etc. So these are major examples which are given in NCERT books. And river valleys. So the river valleys which are present in these peninsular blocks are shallow with low gradient. Shallow in the sense they are not much deep. And east flowing rivers. The major rivers composed of these peninsular block are east flowing rivers which flows into the Bay of Bengal. Example are Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri and Godavari. So these peninsular block, as given in book, I just made some pictorial presentation so that you can remember as well, and also I will explain with this map also. Okay, so it is an irregular line, like line structure that starts from Kutch, and certain extensions are present in Rajasthan also, and it passes through Aravalli range to Delhi. From there it is approximately parallel to Yamuna, and it covers till northeastern part, and differentiated from Chota Nagpur Plateau. So this covers Rajmahal Hills, Ganga Delta, and Karbi Anglong in northeastern states and Meghalaya plateaus. And this peninsular block is differentiated from Chota Nagpur Plateau by this Malda fault. So let us see the same in map also. So it started from Kutch, okay, and this is Aravalli range, New Delhi, and certain extensions in Rajasthan also, and from here it is parallel to Yamuna, and Rajmahal Hills here, and Chota Nagpur Plateaus here. Okay, so you can see in your map for your better understanding. So this is my imaginary and this is from the Indian physical map. Okay, so the next classification is Himalayas and other peninsular mountains. So together, this Himalayas and peninsular mountains together is a young, weak and flexible in geological structure, unlike peninsular block, which means peninsular blocks are ridged. They are very old, so they are ridged, but it is young, weak and flexible compared to peninsular block, and they are subjected to exogenic and endogenic forces that results in the development of faults, folds and thrust plains. So these due to these exogenic and endogenic forces, these landforms are formed. And mountains are tectonics in its origin. So it are like tectonics in the sense, as I've told you, the plate movements, right? So due to plate movements, these mountains are formed. So these mountains are dissected by fast flowing rivers. So such important rivers you can see in map, and the landform of these mountains forms the shape of gorges, V-shaped valleys, rapids and waterfalls, etc. So these are observed in these landforms. Okay, and the third division is Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plains. So these plains are formed by these major three rivers, Indo, Ganga and Brahmaputra. These rivers are originally is a geosynclinal depression, which is a third phase of Himalayan mountain, which is formed 64 million years ago. Okay, so Himalayan mountains have undergone several changes, right? So due to this plains, the Himalayan mountains third phase of formation, which are formed 64 million years ago, are observed till today. And average alluvial deposit, which means from the sediments collected from the Himalayas and peninsular rivers, the alluvial deposits in this plain is all about 1 to 2 kilometer level of deposits. So if this is the land area, due to deposition for 1 to 2 kilometer, it is full of alluvial soil, alluvial deposits. Okay, I hope you understand the concepts. In next video I will do with the part 2, the remaining part of this lesson. Thank you. Study well. If you like this video, kindly like, share and subscribe.